Hi, I'm Jordan. I'm just a college student that likes to share stuff that she knows. This video is inspired by Crash Course, and it is a part of a mini-series that explores the world of political science. Today's topic is American national politics. Let's dig in. American national politics studies the institutions and processes of the United States government. Let's look at the basics first. The United States has three branches of government: executive, legislative, and judicial, and each of them keeps the other in check with the systems of check and balances. Most Americans know this, so what else is there? The Founding Fathers had two main goals in mind when they created the U.S. Constitution. They wanted a government that would protect liberty and put limits on government power. The Founding Fathers pulled inspiration from British history, as well as theorists and authors like Thomas Hobbes and John Locke. However, for all the work they put into the Constitution, it was still pretty vague. The first Constitution, also called the Articles of Confederation, was so vague and unbalanced that they scrapped it and made a new one. This new one featured the bicameral legislature, separation of powers, checks and balances, electoral college, and the Bill of Rights that we now know and love today. Here's a quick comparison.
So here we have a comparison of the Articles of Confederation and the U.S. Constitution. Under the Articles of Confederation, there was no Supreme Court or executive branch. All the judicial power fell within the states, and we had no president. In the U.S. Constitution, we obviously have a Supreme Court and an executive branch where the president is. Another difference is that under the Articles of Confederation, we had a unicameral legislature, meaning that instead of having a House and a Senate, we just had one. In the U.S. Constitution, we have a bicameral legislature made up of the House of Representatives and the United States Senate. Under the Articles of Confederation, states could coin their own currency and print their own money, and only states could collect and levy taxes. Under the U.S. Constitution, Congress can coin and print money, and Congress can levy taxes as well. However, the biggest difference lies in legal supremacy. Under the Articles of Confederation, state laws and state constitutions overrode federal laws every time. However, under the U.S. Constitution, federal laws and the U.S. Constitution override state laws every time.
The Constitution wasn't the only thing on the founders' minds. They were split right in half. While these two groups weren't necessarily the political parties, the Federalists and Anti-Federalists set the stage for political parties to be created after President George Washington left office. These developing tensions not only helped create the framework for the country, but they are also reflected in the American politics process that we see today.
So here we're examining differences between the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists. Federalists were mainly property owners, merchants, or wealthier populations, while Anti-Federalists were typically farmers, frontiersmen, shopkeepers, and there were some state and government officials, but for the most part, they were typically within the poorer population. Federalists believed that elites were the best fit for government and feared excessive democracy, so they feared the people having too much power. The Anti-Federalists thought the government should be closer to the people and that the people should have more say. Federalists favored a strong national government, while Anti-Federalists favored the retention of power by state governments to protect individual rights. Big names within the Federalists were Alexander Hamilton, James Madison, and George Washington. Big names in the Anti-Federalists were Patrick Henry, George Mason, Elbridge Gerry, and George Clinton.
Most of us have taken a U.S. history course and know the rest of the story. However, why is this relevant right now? With the rise of social media in all its glory, political tensions in America are definitely getting worse. These same tensions helped form our country, but now they're being felt between the people as well. This world of politics is still adapting to the new world of never-ending media. Inaccurate media sources can be found with a quick search. Biases distort news stories, and no news channel has all the information. Furthermore, the media now sets the agenda for what the people hear about and what they don't. Despite these drawbacks, the media has opened up a new door to us as U.S. citizens. We can now hold officials accountable more easily, inform others, have public debate, not those messed up comment sections though, and it is easier for us to access the government. This is just one phenomena that has been changing American national politics as we know it. Taking the time to learn about these things is crucial to both understanding and appreciating how the country runs. Furthermore, educating yourself through multiple news sources and participating in the political process is important too. How do you get involved? That's easy. There are the obvious ways, such as voting or peacefully protesting. However, simply discussing politics with your friends and family is a contribution to the political process too. Thanks for joining me. Next time, international relations.